I'm glad everybody's here. This is Jessica Brigden of Jess V Creative Cardiology, and welcome to session 11 of From the Heart Friday. And I am live here from sunny Myrtle Beach, and it's fitting that today is Happy Beach Day. So welcome. I hope you enjoy the beach as much as I do. You can see a little bit down here. I'm up here at the Landmark Resort in Myrtle Beach. It's a bright turquoise building. You can kind of see the color here behind me. And we're here on the 15th floor, so we've got a great view looking down there and all the sunny beach goers. So if you are watching here, then go ahead and comment. Let me know what your favorite beach is or where your happy place is. I know not everybody is a real beach goer. In fact, I love the beach. I love to see the beach, but I do prefer to swim in a pool and not have to deal with all the sand. So anyways, I'm gonna head in because you are here for craft session. So let me flip this around. All right, so it's going into the condo there, but I'll just give you a nice little view here. This is north, looking up the strip. So my husband was sitting, well, you can't see if I could do it. He was sitting right down there, but I don't know where he is right now. So yeah, I invited him to come do the live with me, but he said he preferred to stay at the pool. So sorry guys. Anyways, that is looking south down towards Myrtle Beach State Park, is way down there at the end. So perfect that we are here for Happy Beach Day. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little tour as I take you inside here. A simple little condo we've got going on, and so down through that hallway we've got a full kitchen. There's a bathroom, and then through the door at the end is there's a couple of beds there. But I am going to show you, I am working with a little bit of a limited supplies challenge here today. Because obviously we're traveling, so I fit as much as I could in one of these little, this is the little Iris 12 by 12 plastic storage bins. I've got paper pumpkin box back there, and I've got a card kit, little things. I know when I go to the beach or we travel, if I bring supplies, then we are guaranteed to have good weather. And if I don't bring anything, then it's bound to rain. So I always bring way more than I need to. But anyways, I've got my little setup here with the August host code. There's just today and tomorrow left of August. I can't believe how quickly the summer has gone. But my host code is 62KZKR4N. So if you were to place an online order, I'd appreciate you using that code. That being said, I'm gonna just kind of hide that for just privacy reasons there, but I am filling in here this first line, the first 10 spaces. You can see I need 3 more participants here, or 3 more $50 orders before I can announce the winner of our $50 shopping spree and the winner of a half price item. That's any item in the catalog, any bundle, anything you want. So to qualify to enter, you just need to place a $50 order. If you were to place a $100 order, you would get 2 slots. And then I'll write your name down there. I've got some fancy pens I went ahead and bought so that I could fill in all the names here in fun colors. And check this out, I thought they were perfect for me because they got little hearts on them. They're at the top. So I thought that was perfect for the cardiologist that I am here. So I'm gonna move those out of the way and I'll put this back. All right, so that's just a reminder that I do have my Make It to Maui challenge still going on. So for every $50 order, your name will go on my list here to enter to win a $50 shopping spree. Of course, any order of any size I appreciate, and everybody will get a card, as well as forgot my whole little list here. I had a whole thing I went over last time. Everybody gets a card. If your order is $50, you get your name on the board. You also get my in-color ribbon and lace sampler that is good through this weekend, so get your orders in by tomorrow. If your order is over $75, then you also get a card kit. And of course, if it's $150, you earn Stampin' Rewards on that as well. Yeah, so I don't want to babble too long. I know I did that a lot last time, but I thought since we're at the beach, maybe we'd make a beachy card. And let's see here, I've got my tools kind of all over the table. But yeah, if you're thinking about it too, it's also a great time to join Stampin' Up and my team of creative cardiologists. Right now, here in the US, you can get $155 worth of product, anything you want, and you pay just $99 plus tax. Your shipping is free, which is an amazing deal. So with the $55 and then the free shipping on top of that, it's like a $72 savings by purchasing the starter kit. So if you have any questions about that, definitely message me. I know you're here on Facebook or YouTube, but if you are not into online ordering so much, leave me a message and I'd be happy to help you with your order. So what I did here, like I said, I'm limited supplies, although I'm taking up the whole little table. When I travel, I've packaged my designer series paper into one of these little folders here. I got these on Amazon. But what I did is stick in the paper pack. I've got my sheet here that tells me all the different colors that are in the paper pack. So what I do is choose my paper pack, and then I pick out a couple sheets of each of the coordinating cardstock. And that way I've got everything I need here that matches that particular paper. So I brought the bird ballad, and I brought with me the garden lane. I did the same thing here. Pulled out all the different shades of green that are in the paper pack. And I love that I have it right here that tells me exactly what's in it. I can see through the folders. These are great. So I brought some paper packs, a couple of stamp sets. I used the Stampin' Up's large plastic totes here. You know, I'm gonna turn a light on so we see just a little bit better. Okay, hopefully that helps. But these are the large stamp cases, and I use these to put in a few embellishments. I brought markers because when traveling, you can use ink spots if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, or you can purchase the uninked spots and then make your own there. But I fit some markers, embellishments, and things like that in one of the craft tote stamp cases. And then in the other one, what I did is I pre-cut, I've got some Paper Pumpkin stamps in here, but I pre-cut some white and vanilla to card base size. I've got some cards here. These were from last week, so I've been getting these ready to send out to everyone who has placed an order with me here for my 13th stamp-iversary. And I am excited to say that I am getting closer to Maui. I had 2 team promotions come in over the weekend, so that was really exciting because that helped out a lot. But I still do need to fill my 50-50 board here with the rest of those orders. So every slot, there's 50 slots here for $50. So I need a little bit more than that to earn the trip. And I've already spent a good wad of my own money on my holiday catalog pre-order, so I can't really spend any more right now. Anyways, let's get started. So I brought some of those items, a couple of kits and things, but 2 of the stamp sets that I brought with me were Capture the Good and A Friend Like You. So I thought this was kind of fitting. I knew I'd be at the beach. I wanted something kind of fun and exciting, and I was kind of brainstorming a little bit because the reason we're here at the beach here for a couple days is we're having an early anniversary getaway. So yes, last week was my 13th Stampiversary, but actually next Tuesday, so September 3rd, is my husband and I will be celebrating our 18th wedding anniversary. I mean, I can't believe I'm that old already. I got married when I was just a kid. Not really, I was of legal age, we both were, but anyways, that was a long time ago. So what I'm using here, this is Pool Party as my card base. So that's 5.5 by 8.5. I scored it there at the 4.25 mark. And then used a strip of the bird ballad. I thought these fun stripes here were kind of like cabana stripes, beach umbrellas. So I've got that going on there. And then I took some of those white pieces and trimmed them down. So this particular piece is 3.25 by 4.5. And I wanted to use that that camera stamp. So I didn't bring all of my ink pads. I brought my jet black Stays On pad because I'm using Stampin' Up's markers, and the Stampin' Right markers are water-based. I also, because when you're traveling you want to make the most of what you can, I also brought my watercolor pencils, both packs of those, because they don't take up much room, and those are, when you're watercoloring, you definitely want to use Stays On, which is a solvent ink. It's waterproof. So I like to kind of remember that if you're, whatever you're coloring with, you want to stamp in the opposite ink. So if you're stamping with Stays On, the solvent, it's waterproof, then you are safe to use watercolor markers, watercolor crayons, the inks, any of those things. If you are using the blends alcohol markers, then you want to make sure to use the Memento black ink, or even any of Stampin' Up's water-based inks would work with that. So opposite inks for what you're coloring with. All right, so I've already got my camera there. Hey Lavon, nice to have you joining us from Colorado. Thank you. So it stays on, it does dry out fairly quickly. One little tidbit is that it does have just a little cover in here. I actually put a glue dot in my lid, and that way it keeps it from falling out. So just a little tidbit there. And I like to keep my Stays On ink refill handy when I'm using this, because it's not nearly as juicy as Stampin' Up's water-based ink pads. So I just work the ink in there a little bit, and that way you'll get a good coverage on your stamp. And with this, you hold it like that, and you're actually gonna apply the ink. Whoa! Apply the ink directly to your stamp there. Get that out of the way. So in this case, I am going to stamp this sort of in the center. You can see that here. Okay, got a nice crisp image. I'm gonna put the cover on my Stays On so I don't get my arm in it. And then, well, it is a little bit crooked. Hey Ann, how are ya? Glad to have you watching. We've got a couple little beach days going on down here, so I'm making a beachy card, especially since it's National Beach Day. All right, so because we're making a beachy card, I grabbed the Friend Like You stamp set, and I thought it'd be fun to make some palm trees and stamp them on either side of our camera image. So I'm gonna peel these off. So we need our stems, and then we're gonna need our treetops here. Okay, and then a couple of clear blocks. So I brought my C block, I brought my H block, and then because of the camera, I brought the E block. So just a couple of those. I love my Stamparatus, but again, I am traveling. I didn't have too much room here. So like I said, I didn't really bring ink pads because they take up a little too much room, but I brought my markers. It's a great way to get back to the basics here with our Stampin' Right markers and just color directly on our stamps. All right, so I should have a little bit of a cushion underneath me. I did not bring a foam mat, but because I'm stamping with photopolymer here, I do want to make sure that these are going to have a little bit of give. So I thought it'd be fun to just kind of stamp these trees on either side. This is actually a brand new set. I haven't inked this up yet, so there's a little bit of a film here on these that I need to work out just a little bit. But stamp these down in here. All right, so another thing when you're traveling is the chamois works amazing for that. You don't have to travel with any liquid, so it's airline safe. Yeah, and it really doesn't take up any room. So definitely pack your chamois. Now I'm gonna put on the little treetops here. We'll do them in this is the old olive marker that I'm coloring with. Hey Wendy, how are you? Thank you for sharing the love of my video here and joining and stamping with me. It's exciting. I love seeing where everyone from all over the world is joining in from. That's so awesome. All right, so I'm gonna stamp these right on here. So make it a little tropical. All right, nothing too precise. The beach is messy, right? We got sand and water and palm trees and flowers, all kinds of stuff. Okay, go ahead and clean that. I had cut, well, let me see. I'm gonna glue this down with my snail here. All right, I'm gonna go right here in the center where it looks like I really kind of made a mess with this. Got ink everywhere. And somewhere I had thought I cut pieces. I don't know if I have room for that. Anyways, I was gonna stamp the Capture the Good Times stamp. I love that one. No, better clean that a little bit better. Otherwise, that's probably where the green ink came from. It's probably on my fingers. Okay, so Capture the Good. This is from the Capture the Good stamp set. I love that one. All right, so because I've got my Stays On, I'm just going to use that too. The thing with Stays On, you do definitely want to clean your stamps immediately after using that. Let's see if I can get this somewhat in the center. All right, that's not too bad. And then, well, let's see here. I feel like it needs something, and I thought I had some little pieces stamped. I want to stamp this little heart. Okay, clean that off. Peel that so I don't get Stays On all over my fingers. And I'm going to stamp this just on a little scrap of white. So we'll see. I mean, obviously if I were home, I would be using my circle punches, but I'm not home, so I kind of have to make the most of what I have. So I thought, hey Anna, how are you? Thank you for watching today. How's the weather in New York? All right, so I thought it'd be kind of fun just to color in the little heart there. And then I've got my snips, so we'll all see the reason why I use punches. I can't draw in a straight line, and I'm not sure if I can even cut a circle in the proper shape here. But the nice thing with this Capture the Good stamp set is that the images are fairly straightforward here, so it's not too much there to fussy cut. I thought I'd pop that up with a dimensional. All right, and that can go right here in the center. Anyways, that is kind of cute. That would kind of be a test run. Like I said, I need to come up with an anniversary card for my husband for next week. So that might be an option, or a rough option anyways. But let me show you one other one along the same, I'll put that here so you can, well, okay, I'll leave it there for right now. Another take on this design. This time I'm going to use the Garden Lane paper. So the card we just made was using the Bird Ballad designer paper and the colors. So this time I'm using mint macaron, and I've got a piece of the Garden Lane designer series paper here. Both sides are so pretty, but I think I want that really leafy side with the greens going. So this time I'm gonna have my card open horizontally. This one was vertical, but this one is horizontal. So I'm going to stick this little piece in the center, and I failed to tell you on the other one that I'd cut these designer series paper strips. They're both 2.5 inches wide, and so on this one it's 4 1/4 inches long. This one went across the whole card, so that was 5.5. So 2.5 by 4 1/4 here. And that's the Garden Lane paper on mint macaron. And then I've got a sheet of Whisper White. This is the same size here. It's cut to 3 1/4 by 4.5. And this time I'm going to stamp my camera. Okay, pick that up. So the way I have it cut, it's not quite going to fit all the way across, but I'm gonna do my best to stick it down here on the bottom. Oh, okay, we're gonna do a redo. Paper has 2 sides for a reason, so you always get a second chance. All right, try not to make the camera shake too much there. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so I smeared it. Shoot. All right, let me see. Wipe my fingers off. I think I've got another sheet here. Make sure they're not too inky. And I'm gonna have to cut another little piece. So I'm gonna get out my little trusty box here. Got some, so I cut these just at 1/4 sheets. So I do need to trim this down. Oops, sorry, grab my paper trimmer here. Okay, so I'm gonna trim this to 3 1/4 and 4 1/2. I do love the Stampin' trimmer for travel. I know some people having trouble because we are discontinued that trimmer and we don't have the refills anymore. I do have a couple of refills, so if somebody is desperate for some, please let me know. I will try to help you out here. But Stampin' Up did tell us their new trimmer should be available before the end of the year, so that's not too much longer to wait. It'll be new and improved. Okay, there we go. That's good. I'll try not to touch anything here so I don't mess that up. Peel off my sticker so I can reuse my block again. And this time I want something a little more whimsical, so I'm going to use this. These are the stems, and these are the flowers that fit right on top, and I thought it'd be cute to use the dragonflies there. So let me stick this on. All right, so last time I used Old Olive. For this card, I want to use the mint macaron to match my card base. Okay. So this is mint macaron, like the French cookies that come in fun colors. Not macaroon. A macaroon is a coconut cookie. So they are actually two different things. I'm going to stamp these, kind of a similar design to the other one. Stamp one set of leaves there. And then my other one, ink that back up here. Okay, I want that right down at the bottom. All right, so you can see it's starting to take shape a little bit. Now the cool thing is that those flowers are all on one stamp here. Hi Lisa, how are you? Hi Nancy. Nice to see some familiar faces joining in here. So we are at the beach making kind of tropical cards here. So I'm using the Rococo Rose Stampin' Right marker. I wanted something that paired nicely with the mint macaron. All right, so it looks a little confusing. The key is to use this long stem here and line that up at the, I'm gonna get this out of the way. But if I line that up with the tip of the grass there, then all of the flowers stamp where they're supposed to. How cool is that? Okay. All right, so we're gonna do the other side as well. So it's the same card layout, just a different orientation. So with this one was horizontal. This time we're going vertical. Again, I'm gonna line up that top stamp, and then all of these come together just like they're supposed to. Love that. All right, and then I've also got my dragonflies on here, but I am going to save those for later. I'm going to glue this down first. Got too many pieces here, and if I stick it down, I can get one out of the way. So this is gonna go right there in the center of my card. Okay, and then I've got some little pieces. This time I've got that extra space at the top that I didn't have on the other one. So I've cut that. This is 2 3/4 inches long by 1 inch wide. So great use for your scraps. And like I said, I was gonna use that Capture the Good Times, but there's a really cute Happy Day stamp here in the Friends Like You set. So maybe we'll use that. Let's see, yep, and it fits on my piece here. So I'm just kind of line that up and stick it. Okay. Again, get out my Stays On ink. So especially when using photopolymer, we definitely want to clean these as soon as we're done. A little cushion under here. Alright. Peel it up slowly. The thing with Stays On and photopolymer when used on Whisper White is it does tend to peel up just a little bit. So just peel that slowly. And we're gonna mount that on a strip of the mint mac, well, is that? No, that's the wrong one. That was my piece of Pool Party I was looking for the other card. All right, get that out of the way. Mint macaron here that is cut to 1 1/4 inches by 3 inches. All right, so it's not perfectly center, but guess what? That leaves room for embellishments, for some doodads on there. So I'm going to got a little garbage. Okay, so my dimensionals here. I'm gonna see where I want this, and before I stick that down, I think I want to stamp my little dragonflies first. And I'm going to use those in Mossy Meadow. It's with the darker color that's here in this Garden Lane paper. And again, just color that right onto the stamps. This is my original Mossy Meadow marker from when it wasn't in color, like 4 or 5 years ago. I might need to upgrade my marker here. It's definitely one I've used a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp these. I want the dragonflies kind of fluttering around the flowers. That came out cute. Now I can stick this down. Okay, got all my little papers. They stick to everything. I find them in the bathroom. I find them in the most random places. Oh, I stamped that dragonfly a little too high, so guess what? We're gonna improvise, and I'm gonna stick this up here just a little bit higher than I had originally planned. And I'm using my peacock rhinestones. Oh my goodness, I love these. But I've used up like the whole sheet, but I've got a couple with the little pink rhinestones left on here. So I've got my paper snips, and I just peel these off. All right, I definitely need one here because there's a smudge. And then this is a little crooked. I've got too much room over here. So we'll do that. And then maybe we can have one over here. Let's see. Where do I want it? Over here by the dragonflies, maybe? That's kind of cute, right? So, fun little card here that, again, same layout, same pieces. It's just a 5.5 by 8.5 card base. One's vertical, one's horizontal. Both using the Capture the Good and the Friends Like You stamp sets here. Use the Garden Lane paper with mint macaron, rococo rose, and mossy meadow markers on this. And then with this one we use the bird ballad, old olive markers, and a little bit of calypso coral there. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and happy beach day to you. Make sure to join me next week because, well, our wedding anniversary is on Tuesday, but if you join me on Friday, I'll show you which card I made for my hubby there, and maybe I'll even dig out my wedding album and show you some pictures that really kind of shows how I got started in all of this paper crafting. The wedding album was really kind of my first attempt at scrapbooking and kind of the start of it all. So I will pull those out for next week. Let me just give you one last glimpse of the beach here. Brighten your day a little bit and enjoy the sunshine. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and share the love, and join me next week. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.